Hello and welcome to QuestLore, a family Lorcana podcast where each and every week we come to you and talk to you about all things Lorcana. Welcome to the show. I'm Matt,
I'm Malcolm. I'm Mehmet.
And I'm Jen.
and this week we're going to talk about our weekly play. We're going to talk about some of the DLC stuff that happened both Vegas and Birmingham, and then we are going to go over some of the new cards that came out, literally within the last half an hour for some of them.
What?
Breaking news.
I was still at school half an hour ago.
Sure.
Yeah. They came out. I was able to grab them, and we'll take a look.
Sweet.
So, first, we'll start off how we always do, talking about our weekly play. So, how'd you guys play this week?
We did it.
I played awesome. I went 0-0.
Nice.
Oh yeah, no, I went 3-0 against a grass
Okay.
white deck.
All right. So, yeah, our regular store did not have league on Sunday. These three have rehearsals now on Wednesday for their show coming up, which just left me. And on Wednesday, I went to, instead of the other league that we normally do on Wednesday, one of the local stores was having a Chapter 1 box tournament. And so I went to that. There were 22 people there. And so it ended up being, it was going to be 5 rounds of the 2-game format, followed by cut to top 8, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. And I actually was able to make it all the way up to second place, which means 8 games of Lorcana on a Wednesday night.
So he didn't get home till almost 1:30.
Yep. So it was a long night. It was quite a run because I started out my first game.
Yeah, I asked him how he was doing, and he goes, "Malcolm, you saw the text first. What did he say?"
Meh.
Yeah. And that was after I had gone 1-1, and then I went. I'd already lost, I think, the first game of the next round. So 1-1, I had already lost one game. Then I ended up losing the other game in that round. So I went 1-1 and then 0-2. And so it was like, okay, well, I have to win out, or I might as well just leave. And then fortunately, I went 2-0, 2-0, 2-0.
So he won out.
So I won out and ended up in second seed, going into top 8, and they actually used seeding for determining who goes first. So I was able to go first in the quarterfinals and then the semifinals,
which is amazing.
Because since they're best of 3 to that point, right? That's really important. But then the top seed, the number 1 seed, made it to the last game as well, and so he got to go first that one. And he was playing Emerald Steel discard type deck that's really flashy, and was able to take it. He was actually using the same deck that happened to win DLC Chicago. It was card for card that deck. He was like, "Yep, I just used that exact same deck because I think it's good." I actually went into the event on Wednesday thinking that I would see a ton of that deck, and there was only one person actually running it.
Really? Yeah. It's interesting. Maybe just because it was too fast to get it together.
Yeah, looking at it and having seen it played like during the DLC and during this, and talking with him kind of while we were waiting for other people to finish, it's a deck that requires a lot of practice. So if you look at the previous discard deck that was Bucky based, green and steel, like really, it wasn't a hard deck to play. That's why it was also so popular, because it was just search for your Bucky, search for a Diablo. Turn 2, you Bucky, you shift to Diablo, then you just play Bloodborne characters, and they lose their hand and they can't play. That's it. This actually requires quite a bit more. There are cards in there that will discard the opponent's cards, but they're fewer and far between. You're using Prince John to gain more cards. You're using Muses to bounce cards back. You're using Morph to shift things like Beast and Tinkerbell.
And the Muses is that requires a lot of thinking. To determine what's the best order to do things in. Like, when do you want to bounce the opponent's cards back? When does it make more sense to bounce your cards back?
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of thinking. So you're right. I can see why a lot of people would be intimidated by that deck. But to be honest, even though that was the number 1 deck at the tournament, I've seen it being played since Toronto. Or versions of it.
Yeah, I think this is now the optimal version.
Right. So versions of that at Toronto. So because of that, I some people have gotten a lot of practice with it.
Yeah.
So because some people like figured out a deck like this, and they've been playing it for a month now, it does work well. But I know in Toronto it was hit or miss because people hadn't gotten enough practice with it yet.
Yep, for sure. What was really interesting about last night, I don't think I ever played the same deck twice against the same deck twice.
Interesting.
So it went like it was Amethyst, Amber, but not aggro. It was like Mufasa based list,
What?
Interesting.
which was interesting. And then it was Blue Steel, and then it was Green Steel, but not a discard Green Steel. She was trying to do Robin Hood,
Okay, sure.
with the Robin with the location, and when it was running, like it was like okay, I've got to deal with all this, and I've got to deal with it now.
Mhm.
And then it was um, Amethyst Steel, and then uh, Steel Song, which I can confirm Alanadale. Maybe it's Alanaday, the blade kind of thing, right? The rooster that gets floor when you play song.
Yeah.
Bad card, don't play that card.
Okay, thanks.
Um,
I just got a foil one of those, so.
especially with like Sapphire Ruby out there, like every time she played that because it was later in the turns that she's playing it, like I immediately just played a C2 and just wiped out that card immediately.
Is flute better than it?
I'll play a flute over that. If you're gonna play something that's gonna get you floor when you're playing songs.
Ooh la ooh la ooh la ooh.
Yep, that's the song he sings. And then in top 8, it was um, boy, it was Blurple, and then Purple Steel, and then Green Steel. This card.
Well, Amethyst Steel.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Actually, the guy playing Green Steel was like, "I'm really glad that you got paired up with him and you were able to, and you got through him easily." He was like, "I figured you would." I was playing Ruby Sapphire. Like, I figured you'd be able to take him out because that's probably my worst matchup.
Oh, you were playing Ruby Sapphire?
Yeah, I played Ruby Sapphire last night. So the Purple Steel is like the Green Steel's worst matchup. So
got you.
Yeah, I ended up going 1-2 against him, so at least I got the one out.
Yeah. Was it when you were on the on the play, of course?
That's how that works. So. But it was still a fun event. I was glad I was able to get all the way up there, though, 8 rounds of Lorcana.
You did get a lot of PAX cards,
yeah,
so that was nice.
Lots of packs, lots of card support, so excellent. Nice to make it to the last game of the tournament. So.
Yeah, awesome.
So we've mentioned it before this past weekend, right, where the Disney Lorcana Challenges, the last one over in Europe in Birmingham, and then one in Las Vegas. There's still one more to go in Seattle at the end of October. There'll all be in the Shimmering Skies meta type stuff. Like that will be the set that'll be legal for the rest of the challenges. But then the interesting thing is, I think when the European Nationals happen, the next set, Azurite C will be legal. So there won't be any challenges that happen before the Continentals happen. So that'll be interesting to see. But let's talk about those two challenges. So in Birmingham, what was interesting was right, they both 2,000 player events, and something that people like to look at is like the share of like what colors were played, and both Birmingham and Las Vegas was like almost the exact same number of decks.
Interesting.
For each color were played in the top like 5. So it's like blue red was top, and then it was Steel Song, and then it was
the Emerald Steel, right?
No, it was Ruby Amethyst.
Oh.
Then Emerald Amethyst, and then Emerald Steel.
Oh, interesting.
And like it was in that exact order. The percentages were almost exact for both Birmingham and Las Vegas.
Interesting. So. I love statistics, so that's really cool to think about.
And then both of them, like the conversion rate. So when you talk conversion rate, like that's the number. When you look at the percentage that made it to the second day. I don't think it wasn't the same there because it doesn't look like Emerald Steel became popular over in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Emerald Steel was the best converting deck here in the States. Over in Europe, it was I believe it was Blue Ruby, Sapphire Ruby was the best converting. The one that seemed to take a hit was Amber Steel because that's hard against. It's hard for them to play against Ruby Sapphire very well.
Sure.
And since that was the biggest Seraph decks,
yes,
they got taken down a lot.
Sure.
But it looks like Emerald Steel can beat Ruby Sapphire now pretty easily, based on my personal experience and based on watching it all weekend. So we'll see what happens there. But
that's kind of how it goes, though, right? Because then Steel Song can work decent, If you can get rid of the muses, like really the muses are like the big thing. Like if they can't find a muse, or you can or a steel song can get rid of the muse, like I can take down that deck no problem.
Sure. Yeah, because they can bounce everything in your hand.
Yep.
Everything that you put down back pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So Ruby Sapphire won in Birmingham, and then Emerald Steel won here in Las Vegas. So you're going to see probably a lot of both of those in the coming weeks at your local store, especially as that championships come up for Shimmering Skies. That will be the next kind of big test for everybody. So a lot of people will be running different decks probably this weekend to try to solidify what they want to play. So expect to see a lot of it. Again, if you're choosing when it comes to the set championships and you're trying to get and you're trying to get that Mirabelle.
Mirabelle.
You want to pick the deck that you're most comfortable playing. So if you need practice, you want to play a different deck, I practice now. You've got a week and a half before set championships will start up.
What?
So.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, October's on Tuesday, dude.
Tuesday? Oh, right. I don't have school on Tuesday. But I gotta think. I gotta keep thinking.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
All right.
So, set championships coming up. Make sure you practice with your deck.
I have it.
I know.
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
Move.
Back to Mufasa.
Okay.
I really like that Mufasa deck.
All right.
It can be fun. So let's get to it. So we talked about the DLC stuff. We talked about the Shimmering Skies Chef Championship starting next week. Make sure you're practicing with your deck. Get ready for it. We'll go over the normal stuff about starting it and playing in big tournaments next week. And now we'll go into new cards because there have been quite a few released since last time we met.
Azurite Sea.
Azurite Sea.
We sail in November.
Not bad.
Nice. I like it. Like it, Ahmet.
I like it. Set sail on the Azurite Sea come November. It'll be like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. So for us, I think that's like a week before your guys' show.
Cool.
So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So which means we'll be able to play very much.
Well,
Awesome. Just like last time.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's take a look at these new cards, and we've also got a little bit of story to some too.
Wendy.
First up, we return to the pirate world and a captain in Wendy Darling, a ruby courageous captain. She's a 2-cost uninkable, strength of 1, willpower 2, as evasive, quest for 1, special ability, look lively crew. While you have another pirate character in play, this character gets +1 strength and +1 force.
I mean, it's pretty good. Just there's so many other better 2-drop evasives. Trust me.
But it's the fact that it's a 2-drop evasive that could quest for 2. That's what's important about it. There are not other I don't think there's any 2-drop evasives that could potentially quest for 2.
2-drop? No. She could quest for is 2. Because she only gets 1 for another pirate character, so not for each. It's just if you have another 1. It's not for each, so it doesn't stack.
So she still goes down with Sword, she still goes down with a Storm.
Yeah.
She still goes down to a lot of things, but
if you're running a pirate deck and you can throw her down, like especially if you have Jolly Roger in play, right? You could make her an rush evasive character that could take out a Diablo if you've got another pirate in play.
And you could do this with the other, with the Captain Wendy. Like you could do this with an Amber Red and do Pirate Piglet and Captain Wendy. I don't think she's a pirate though, is she? No, she's just a captain, but still, like I could see this working in like a fun, evasive Amber, Ruby deck possibly.
I think this would work pretty good in Ruby Steel pirate deck.
Oh, that could work too. Ruby Steel, I think that would be good with the songs.
Turn 1, play that 1-drop. What's his name again? Oh wait, 1-drop hook. Turn 2, play this.
Yeah. I think Ruby Steel you're right. Ruby Steel pirate deck would be good with this.
Is that wooden sword a Jacob Neverland Pirates reference?
Okay,
it's just Peter Pan's reference. He has a wooden
that's
sword.
Peter Pan's sword.
Are you sure?
Well, to be fair, I mean Jake uses Peter Pan's sword.
Yeah, so it's a Jacob Neverland pirate reference because
it's a
Peter Pan's sword is wood. So
anyway, next card.
So anyway, this is definitely a good one. If you see it in draft, you probably want to grab it.
Yeah.
There are going to be
Definitely.
a lot of pirates. There's
Yeah.
at least probably a dozen.
And you always pull anything evasive in a draft for sure.
Mhm.
And the fact that this is evasive that could potentially quest for 2 for sure.
And this
for
is
sure.
the only problem is it's a whale and somewhere else.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're not going to see a ton.
If you see it, you probably grab it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Up next, we've got Yokai.
Is this the
Enigmatic Inventor.
Is this the guy from Big Hero 6?
Yes, this is the bad guy from Big Hero 6. The Sapphire card, a 4-cost inkable.
I'm not surprised.
Strength of 3, willpower 3, quests for 2, special ability, time to upgrade. Whenever this character quests, you may return one of your items to your hand to pay 2 less for the next item you play this turn.
Why is this?
Everything's about items for Sapphire.
Yes, big Sapphire.
No, for like all the what's it called? Big Hero 6 card. It just is so overpowered with Sapphire. It just connects to Sapphire.
Because this is the inventor deck and
all
so inventing
inventors,
items. Inventors are all in Sapphire.
And all inventors use items, so they have to all be in the
it
items.
makes sense logically.
It makes sense, and most of the Sapphire characters that are inventors can't hit for much.
Right.
Right. This coming down at 4 doesn't have a ton of hitting power against things. At a 3/3, it's got the same stats as like Ramatala, which is also played at 4.
It does that to Medusa.
It's the ability. So the problem is, the ability can be really powerful if he lives, right? The problem is he's probably not going to live. He's going to go down to his strength. He's going to go down to Madame Medusa, all those things. But if you can get his ability off, and it's later in the game, well, even if it's not later in the game, you could quest with him, bounce back a popsicle, play it for free.
Yes.
And then draw a card. So
and not only that, if you have Hero out there too.
Sure.
With it, it's tons of card draw.
Yeah, and let's say it's even later in the game. You've heard of Goat, Bounce, Goat. How about activate dime, bounce dime, play dime, activate dime?
Oh.
That's for 11 ink. That's the same amount of ink you would like Goat, Bounce, Goat something, right?
Wow.
Goat, bounce, goat.
That's crazy.
Or 9 ink. I'm sorry, 9 ink. That's right. If you have
but the 9 ink is nothing in late game.
Right.
It's nothing.
So you've got 9 ink. You already have the dime in play, right? That's assuming you have dime in play. You tap the dime, get 2 lore. Just say you only have the character quest with him, get another 2 lore, bounce the dime, replay the dime for 5, activate it for 2 more, get 2 more lore. So that's 6 off of 1 character.
And that's just assuming he's the only thing out. If you have anything out that
you got Tamatoa, right?
Tamatoa or Bell,
yeah,
you're done.
Yeah.
That's game.
Yeah. So it has some potential there. The only problem is, it's going to die. It's like one of those cards you'll have to shoot on sight.
Yes.
Unless if you can somehow give it evasive.
Well, the thing is, that's why I was thinking that there are some steel bodyguard characters, but even that doesn't help.
That doesn't protect
to Medusa or songs,
Right. So.
Unless if somehow he can give ward, except for
unless you have unless there's, but I think all the characters that give ward, I don't think are in Emerald.
No, there's Sapphire. It's the Aurora.
Oh, that's right. That gives ward to everyone else.
There's a Bell that gives ward to people.
So that could be a good one then.
But no one really plays it.
No, but I could see it maybe.
Yeah. He's even got a target on the art.
yes, he's already targeted on the art. That is very true.
Good job, Malcolm.
Let's look at our next one. We've got another race.
Diesel Winter Pop.
Hey, Malcolm! Remember that adorable that we have upstairs? Now we finally have one. A card of it. Remember?
Yes, it's Adorbizzle Winter Pop. Ice Rocket Racer in Ruby. It's a 3-cost inkable. Strength of 1, willpower 5, quests for 1. Special ability, keep driving. While this character has damage, she gets +1 more. So it's just something you can quest for 2.
Kind of like a Donald.
It's a little bit like the legendary Donald, but not as good. So it's fine. It's another racer. If the racer.
Wait, is that a bomb pop? Is that a bomb pop?
Yes, it's a bomb pop. That's why it's a winter pop.
No, not another Taffeta. Sorry, buddy.
That's my favorite.
No, this is some other generic Rep the Realm character. Then we've got Chippendale. The Recovery Rangers. It's an amber card, an 8-cost uninkable, 6 strength, 6 willpower, shifts for 5.
Shifts on either one.
Quest for 3, shifts on either one of them. Special ability, search and rescue during your turn. Whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may return a character card from your discard to your hand.
What?
And so this is also, as soon as it enters play, you can start doing it. So turn 6, right? Like you could shift this for 5, and then
why turn 6? Why not
and
turn
then
5?
for turn 6, because if you shift it on turn 5,
Mm-hmm.
you can't do that ability. So let's say it's turn 6, you do it.
What if we
put it in?
I think
that.
I think
Oh, I see.
I think Amber Sapphire is now going to be a good deck.
Maybe. So we've got it's a really cool image of Dale diving down and Chip trying to grabbing onto him. He's all confident. They did have like a sentence of a little bit of story with this one. Apparently, Buzz.
Yeah, I see that Buzz.
Missing. That's their ship up above. Apparently, he's missing. Right, so that's one of the characters we haven't seen yet from Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, and they're trying to go and find him in Azurite Sea. Oh. So a little bit of mystery there that Buzz is missing somewhere.
I know who took Buzz.
Oh, Minnie?
Jake and the Neverland Pirate.
No, it was Minnie. Just like what he
His
did.
His name is Buzz?
Yeah, that's the fly.
I didn't think that was the
No,
name.
it's Zipper.
Yeah,
Zipper. I'm sorry.
I'm like, who the heck is Buzz?
I was about to say.
Like it's like Zipper is the name of the fly.
Yeah,
okay.
You're right. I was thinking of a different kid's book.
This card is definitely going to get
Zipper.
it enchanted.
I think there's a good chance of that, yeah.
Yes.
That's so really Zipper cool is missing. I'm sorry. Zipper is missing, and
Thank
they
you.
are searching for him in the Azurite.
The Azurite Sea.
Up next,
a new
Mr. Smee, Steadfast Mate. He's a steel card, 2-cost inkable, strength of 3, willpower 2, quest for 1, special ability, good catch. During your turn, this character gains evasive.
Just one of those.
Because this is actually part of a little story that they put out, where Mr. Smee is just kind of looking about, and he happens to see Tinkerbell, and he's able to capture her in his past.
That's what happens in the movie.
Well, this is also what happens in a story for Lorcana. So he's able to capture her. Obviously, since he's catching a flying character, he's evasive during your turn. So it kind of makes sense thematically in the story.
Because her card's evasive. I got you.
Yeah. So another Smee, another pirate to add to the Steel collection. He doesn't quest for 2 like the current 2-drop Smee.
No, but the attack of 3
and taking out evasives,
right, is good.
Stuff, right? Probably good for a draft, right?
Yeah.
That's a heavy hitter that will take out the opposing team's evasive cards. Yeah. Looking up next, so Mr. Smee brings Tinkerbell to Captain Hook. He's an emerald. It's Captain Hook. Underhanded. He's a 3-cost inkable, strength of 1, willpower 4, quest for 2 abilities. Inspires dread. While this character is exerted, opposing pirate characters can't.
Oh.
So this can block a Smee.
This is that's crazy.
And then upper hand.
Not only a Smee, but a pirate piglet.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty good in draft.
Because there's so many pirates.
Are going to have so many pirates.
Yeah.
I don't know about in regular constructed because you're kind of like, well, if happens to have a pirate deck, he's in trouble. But otherwise, it's like whatever. And then upper hand, whenever this character is challenged, draw a card, very similar to what's it called, Mad Hatter.
Yes.
From the first set.
I think this card's gonna get some play.
So who knows? It might definitely in limited when you're doing a draft or sealed. I think it's a good choice to throw in your deck if you've got them because there are so many pirates.
But again, with it being a rare, you don't get sealed time.
Right. What is interesting, and you guys probably can't see this very well on the image that you guys are looking at.
Is it behind him?
No. So after Mr. Smee captures Tinkerbell, right? Mm-hmm. He brings her to Captain Hook. And Tinkerbell kind of starts going crazy and banging against the glass that Mr. Smee has put her in. And keeps pointing at this map. And Captain Hook gets very, very
happy?
Not happy.
Interested
in the map and boasts that he can solve the map like no one else can. The map has a maze at one end of it. Now the other maze we have seen is
obviously
the Azurite Sea at the end of the trailer, right?
Yes,
this
the
old
labyrinth
comes up. So this could be a map of that labyrinth. Now, if you zoom in into the map that he has on his desk, you see this labyrinth area, and if you zoom in, you can actually see the center of it. At the center is, in my opinion, and I'll show you guys later, it's something that looks like a Kakamora.
Kakamora?
We did see Kakamora.
There were- Kakamora.
It's the joke from the movie.
Oh.
That's the line that Moana says.
Wait, what's that thing in the
Maui goes Kakamora, and she goes Kakawara.
Right. I should have known.
What do you think is behind him?
Don't worry about what's behind
It's
him.
his ship, man.
It's just parts of the
He's
ship.
on
It's
his
like
ship.
chair and stuff.
No, but like that thing that looks like it has eyes and wings. That's a cow.
That's a chair.
It's a chair, man. That's a chair.
That's a chair.
And
Oh
then
yeah.
you need to go to the Ida.
It's a chair. So, anyways, on this map is a labyrinth. It looks like a Kakamora, I think. I'll show you guys like a zoomed in image of it later. You guys can say what you think. If you look on our Twitter feed, I do have a image zoomed into the Kakamora symbol that I think is on there.
Why only Twitter? Why not Instagram? I never put Twitter.
Because I haven't gotten to Instagram yet. I just told you they just uploaded these.
Kakamora.
It could be something else. You could also, it could be a ship maybe, but I don't know. It looks like a Kakamora to me. It's got two big eyes, like it's a round thing. It's got two big eyes on it. It looks like it's wearing a hat. Like
yeah.
Jake and the Neverland Pirate.
Yeah.
Malcolm,
They're gonna release that in this.
Famously known for looking like
It's Bucky.
Kakamoras.
It's Bucky.
Malcolm, if you say Jake and the Neverland Pirates, what was Todd this episode? I'm going to lose my mind.
So, anyways, Tinkerbell convinces Captain Hook to try to solve this map. He takes Tinkerbell and the map, locks himself essentially in his cabin without giving any instructions to the crew. Basically tell them, hey, no pirating, no plundering, no nothing. I need to figure out this map and I need silence to do it, kind of. And he just goes into his room and he just works at it.
And then Tinkerbell breaks free.
Well, no. Well,
Like the car.
hold on. So, no, that's a different thing. Anyways, the crew is getting restless. And Mr. Smee is like, I'll solve this problem. And he waits for Captain Hook to go to sleep. He sneaks into Captain Hook's office, right? And what he does, they're looking at the image now of what I think is the Kakamora. What do you guys think?
I can see it.
I think it's
Yeah.
an onion. That does
So they're bringing pigment in.
It's not big.
no,
not like
no,
that onion, like the edible onion.
I think it kind of looks like an owl head.
Archimedes?
I don't know. I mean that I see that too, but I'm trying to match it up with something from Disney.
Sure.
And
Archimedes.
Archimedes.
Archimedes isn't. It could be Skull Rock. It could be Skull Rock.
It's not
Skull Rock.
It looks. I mean, I could see Kakamora. I was thinking an owl because of the point on the top of the
Yeah,
head.
I can see Kakamora. He thinks that's a hat. Or like a coconut.
Because all
like
the
little,
all the Kakamoras wear hats.
Or like
right?
the little like coconut like
No, I get it. I
stem
get it.
on the top.
I get it.
Okay.
So, anyways, as I was saying, the crew has gotten restless because Captain Hook is doing nothing but studying this map. They're not allowed to pirate or plunder or do anything fun, right? So Mr. Smee takes it of himself that while Captain Hook is sleeping, he sneaks into his cabin. He finds Tinkerbell hiding like in a jar underneath the captain's hat. Because he put the hat on top of Tinkerbell so that he could go to sleep because she's like all like light up and everything, right? So he takes he takes the hat off of the jar, right? And he lets Tinkerbell go. All right. So
That's unusually nice of him.
well, he's blaming Tinkerbell for making the captain obsessed with this map. So he thinks, if I let Tinkerbell go, he'll go back to being a regular captain and let us plunder and everything.
Sure.
So it's an obvious leap of logic, right? So Tinkerbell goes outside the jar, starts flying around the captain's room, and then exits. Well, what does Tinkerbell leave behind when she's flying everywhere?
Pixie dust.
No.
Pixie dust, which I was actually thinking earlier this week. You know, we don't have pixie dust as an item yet. That would be a character debater, probably, right? Here's pixie dust, the item. It's a 4-drop uninkable. and its ability is Faith and Trust. If you exert it and pay 2 ink, you can give a chosen character Challenger +2 and Evasive until the start of your next turn.
That's
really
the
good.
White Rabbit's pocket
Why
watch.
is the White Rabbit pocket watch?
So it's Captain Hook's pocket watch. He had to watch
Right.
TikTok watch.
Yes.
So anyways, this is a decent card.
Yeah.
It's an inkable, which is like makes it's kind of expensive, but it's like a combined Maui's Fishhook.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, it gives you both the abilities of Maui's Fishhook in one. It just doesn't have the Maui ability. So if you want to give your characters evasive and challenger, like it basically it stops any character on the other side of the board from challenging with just evasive.
Yeah.
It basically shuts down that ability.
Yeah.
Because there's almost going to be anything that's going to be able to take it out immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see Tinkerbell has spread her pixie dust all around the items and then flew off through the sail there. What's not shown on here is that one item that she also spread her pixie dust on was the map. So the map is floating out and floating above the pirate ship. Now, who could possibly be there to take advantage of it? It's Peter Pan, Neverland Prankster.
That is an expensive card.
Yes.
But it's not shiftable and only quest for 1. What does he do?
So, anyways, Peter Pan, Neverland Prankster. He's an emerald card. He's a 7-cost inkable. Strength of 4, willpower of 6, quest for 1. First ability is Look Innocent. The character enters play exerted. Okay. Next is Can't Take a Joke. While this character is exerted, each opposing player can't gain lore unless one of their characters has challenged this turn.
Wow.
Ooh, this is
that's weird.
Yeah, this can't stop a piglet.
Well, it can't stop a location from gaining any lore. Right? It stops goat.
Oh.
It stops any of those other ways of getting lore.
Unless they challenge. Now if they challenge, can they still get that lore from their locations?
Not from the location. That part of the turn's already passed.
That's crazy. And so that's good. Oh my god, that is going to be a nightmare for judges.
Yes. The only real big problem is, the 2 questions will be, if I come and I challenge with like a super group, well, I'm challenged, do I get the 2 lore? I would think yes, because that action happens after you challenge, right?
Yes.
Goat, same thing. Like if I attack with the goat guys, you get the lore. That's probably pretty easy. There's some other actions that maybe whenever you banish a character, you get lore, that kind of thing. So you'll have to really, when you're playing against this, you have to make sure you take your actions deliberately and slowly, and make sure you plan everything out in the right area, right way, so you don't play a goat and then challenge them with something else, right? You want to make sure you challenge them first and then play a goat.
Yes.
With a 4/6, you might only have smaller characters on, and so you just have to kind of sacrifice one in order to
get rid of them.
In order to be able to quest and continue with the board stage. So.
Unless you have one of those weird cards that exerts an opponent, any card.
Sure.
Like, because there are quite a few cards that allows you to exert any card or exert a character card or unexert a character card, and then usually you use it on yourself, but you could use it on him to at least give yourself another turn.
Yeah. So, obviously, Peter Pan goes. He grabs the map. He crows and flies away. And now the good guys have the map.
Yay!
And Hook is stuck probably somewhere in the maze. So that was the little story that they included with those 4 cards. A neat little self-contained thing inside of there that kind of also gives them more insight into decks traveling into the Azurites. All right, I believe that's the last one we got. Yep. So, those are the cards for this week.
I am so excited for all of them.
Yeah?
Yes.
I'm not excited. Well, especially that Peter Pan. It's not going to be fun for my aggro deck.
Yeah, you know what? If you haven't won by turn 7, you're done anyway.
Yeah. I mean, unless they're ramping with the green and blue.
Yeah, unless you're playing a green-blue. Like, if they get this out on you, like, you've lost the game anyway.
Just sacrifice the blue.
Well, if you got like a goat out or something, just go down.
Oh, that's
right.
Sure.
Throw Baloo at it.
Oh, that's not.
Right? Just throw Baloo at it. Baloo gets banished. You've been challenged. You get 2 lore.
Yep.
And move on.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Okay.
So those are the new cards for the week. Let's move on to Disney trivia.
It's trivia time.
It's the wonderful world of Disney trivia. First question: what movie centers around Piglet and his skills that go unnoticed by his friends?
The Piglet movie. No. Piglet's big movie.
That is correct.
Good job, Malcolm. Have you actually watched that movie?
No. I'm pretty sure Adventures the Wonderful Thing is in that movie. Is Pirate Piglet in it? No. So do I care about it? No.
But you know the name of it, so you obviously care enough.
I guess.
I think we have a good chance of getting the next 3 right. So I'm gonna skip to the one.
Okay.
That we might get wrong, so we can end on high notes. Okay.
Yay.
I got this, guys.
How is Elliot from Pete's Dragon in 2016 different from the classic version? It's multiple choice.
He's a human.
A, he's blue. Never seen this movie. He's human.
Blue?
Okay, well I know the one was green from the original.
A, he's blue. B, he's not Pete's friend. C, he's furry. D, he's tiny.
He's
What? I'm gonna say he's furry.
who's Elliot?
The boy in Pete's Dragon.
Why is the boy blue?
No. Pete is. Oh no, Elliot is the name of the dragon. It's
Yes,
Pete's dragon.
Pete's the name of the boy.
Pete's the name of the boy. Elliot is the name of the dragon. I'm gonna say he's furry.
I'm gonna say he's
Blue. He's not animated.
He's still animated. They didn't get a real dragon.
Oh man, I'm gonna say that he's not Pete's friend.
It is. He's furry.
Yay!
Not Pete's friend. What do you think the movie is? If he's not Pete's friend, he's a dragon. So okay, fine. I'll light you on fire.
Dragon.
He's
Just
Gerald's
dragon.
friend.
Just dragon.
Just dragon.
All right.
Okay. Up next. In Wall-E,
Yes.
where does Wall-E keep the plant he discovered?
In
his
In
secret.
his trash compactor.
Yeah.
in the
Trash
boot.
Well, in the boot, is that the answer? In the boot, which then goes in a trash compactor?
In a boot.
Okay,
Yes,
in the boot.
Trash compactor.
So loud. It's the microphone.
Okay. What character asks the following question every day? Magic mirror on the wall.
The
Who's
queen.
the fairest one of all?
Obviously, Jensen.
It's the queen. Good job,
Piglet.
Emmett.
Yes,
You
it's
have to be more
Piglet.
specific.
It is the Snow
I'm
White's
sorry,
queen.
the evil
Snow White's
queen.
The queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Queen Regina, yes.
What comedian voices the character Joy in the movie?
You guys should know this.
Obviously,
It's Leslie No.
It's obviously no, guys.
Malcolm, do you know her real name?
It's Chris Pratt.
No, okay. It's not Chris Pratt. Okay, so Emmett,
It's
you're right that it is the same person who plays Leslie Knope.
what's her name?
I know. Okay. If I give you her first name, which
It's Amy something.
Amy, yes,
P.
yes,
Amy Patrick.
no, it's Amy Poehler.
Yeah, I know.
That
I got
is
that right.
correct. All right. I'm gonna
Oh,
count
that's
that.
Right.
I'm gonna count that as a trivia sweep.
Yay!
Put your points on
Because
the
Mom
board.
got them all right.
Actually, I got the Big Piglet movie.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. You're right. You got the big piglet. This one.
5 points.
The
for each.
big Piglet movie.
Actually, no, it's Piglet's big movie.
Yes. Okay.
All right, and with that, we'll bring this episode to a close. We hope you've enjoyed your time with us as much as we've enjoyed the time together. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like an audio version of this and you're watching on YouTube, you can find us on all podcast platforms. If you're on an audio version and would like to actually see our faces and the cards we'll be talking about, there is a YouTube version available as well. You can find us on social media at QuestLore Pod on both Twitter and Instagram. Other than that, you can send questions into questlorequestions@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, follow, subscribe. However you interact with your media, please do so. And we will talk to you next week on QuestLore.
Piglet the Imaginary Dragon for Lorcana.